I was actually sitting next to the team from Seminole Heights Dental Care
At the arena?
Optimus Dice
Yeah,
Arena.
that's right.
And I thought that's a great place for dentists to hang out.
It is, yeah,
Yeah.
it is, yeah. Dr. Legau's son and your grandson play on the same team. So, yeah, if you ever get some teeth knocked out, I think you can get it done right on site.
Absolutely. Joining us now is the Chief Equity Officer for the City of Jackson, John Willis. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Bart. How are you, man?
Good. Welcome back.
Yeah, it's always exciting to be here.
Good to see you, John.
Always looking forward to it. So
I saw John just about a week ago at the Harold White Awards breakfast.
Yes. Had a Human Relations Commission had an excellent 22nd Harold White Diversity and Inclusion and Volunteer Award. So had some pretty well-known winners here locally. We had. For diversity, there was President Daniel J. Phelan from Jackson College. For inclusion, there was Antonio Gant. Those of you that don't know, Antonio Gant is a strong advocate for returning citizens in our community with an organization called Nation Outside. We had volunteers for Mrs. Shirley Brown. And Brian, I know you know Shirley Brown, but Shirley Brown's kind of seen all over the place. Just taking, there's Mr. Gant right there. Yep, there she is. There's Miss Shirley Brown. Just recognizing her work that she's done with youth in the community and volunteering as a coach for Jackson Recreation Department for over 30 years. So
Shirley was humbled at the event, of course, to win this award.
Yes. She Ms. Brown, she's funny. She's like, John, I'm gonna start talking up there. I don't know what to say, but once I get started, I can't stop. She did a great job, though, man. We were just pleased to be able to honor her for the duties and things she had. Jacob Inocencio was also a winner. He was unavailable to be there that day, but for his work with Grow Jackson.
Yeah.
So Human Relations Commission selected to honor these recipients, and it was a wonderful event. Well supported. We appreciate the community for that support.
Great,
in honor of great Mr. Harold White.
Yeah, great honorees, and talk a little bit about President Phelan. He doesn't like a lot of the notoriety.
No, he doesn't.
He gets a lot done.
Yeah, he flies. He kind of stays up on the radar. He certainly recognizes people that do the work, but he's a driving force behind a lot of the diversity things that you see between Men of Merit, Sisters of Strength, the affinity programs that Jackson College has for faith-based groups, Asian American, African American, for faith, just a lot of affinity groups that Jackson College is doing to work with our community. Classes, entrepreneurial classes at Martin Luther King Center, and different things that they constantly do to reach out, to make sure that education is equitably accessed by all. So what he does is phenomenal out there. And
Betters
his
the
team,
community.
Cindy, Kelly, Antoine, we work with them all so much. Jeremy, we work. They just do an awesome job. So.
Oh, it was, I think, just about a year ago, the City Council approved spending money on getting a new strategy out the ground called Group Violence Intervention Strategy. And the G, I think, could also stand for guns.
Yeah, it could to a sense. It's definitely the Group Violence Intervention Program. Some people call it the Gun Violence Intervention Program, but yes, the city made an investment to see that this was done. Something that our chief hit has really worked diligently at for a number of years, actually, to bring it to fruition. They hired Cheryl Ragland as the coordinator for the program. Cheryl's doing an outstanding, phenomenal job. She's putting together a team of resources for the people that are involved in this group. And the group violence intervention, it works to, I don't want to blow her model. If I blow her model, Cheryl's going to have a fit. But they work to make sure they keep people safe, alive, out of jail, doing well, you know what I'm saying? Their theory is kind of, man, I can't remember how to say this. I'm going to do my best shot at it, but it's like, we will help you if you let us.
Right.
We will stop you if you make us.
Right.
That's kind of the theory behind what the Gun Violence Intervention Program does. So for me, from my perspective as a community person, it's a different approach than just enforcement. A lot of times you only hear or you see the enforcement aspect, but this is an aspect of where different groups, different organizations, Michigan Works, Department of Health and Human Services, are coming into the community to find out what are the resources that's needed to help avoid these type of group violence, gun violence situations. So,
Yeah, and community members are involved.
Yes.
If I'm a homeowner on a certain neighborhood
Yes.
or street that's
Yeah.
got a lot of violence, and
Right.
maybe I'm a leader.
yeah.
Those are people that you were going to talk to.
Right,
to
use,
try
right,
and-
use the voices. So the
Yeah.
big part, like you said, the gun violence, it affects everybody. You know what I'm saying? It does. It's nothing that any community wants to see. Some of the tougher parts of it are the causation. How do we eliminate some of that causation? So how do we get people in situations where they don't have to be involved in those lifestyles, or they understand that they don't? So for me and you sitting here, it's easy to say, no, you don't have to be involved in that
Right.
lifestyle. But some people are not aware of the resources, or not aware of the things that they can do to help themselves avoid those types of lifestyles and that type of thing. So the group violence intervention program is very solid. I can't wait to see Cheryl come out and break it all down. But
Yeah.
she
Awesome.
does a really, really great job with it. I'm excited to even be a part of it, helping out however we can.
Yeah, Chief had told the city council last week that this program, which is being implemented in other communities, is working and has shown signs of progress. But it sounds like this kind of a strategy is a long-term process where it might not produce results, or we might not see results for perhaps years.
I don't know the actual numbers for that, so I don't want to misquote them. I do know that in communities where they've been for as little as 1 to 2 years, there have been like a 50% reductions in some of those communities. So that's pretty rapid in terms of 1 or 2 years. So I don't know what the overall average time that it takes to reduce. I know there are some immediate results. I know in Jackson we're certainly looking for some immediate results.
I think there will be immediate
Yeah.
results in
Yeah.
Jackson for
Yeah.
sure, just because of already, the established lines of communication
Right,
with all
right.
our leadership here.
Yeah, and we're a smaller city, so I don't know where we rank statewide or nationally as far as gun violence, but I do know obviously we've had some, everyone knows about it, but this year, just from talking to Elmer and Elmer speaking to our Human Relations Commission in different groups, I know the numbers have been down. I know we did have the Summit to Reduce Violence and American One, so there's some other things that the community is doing to hopefully address the issues that surround that vice and try to address it. So I'm looking forward to some better than long-term
Yeah.
solutions. So we hope to definitely have an immediate impact on our community.
Does the community have to be involved? What does the community need to do to be part of this to make it successful?
The biggest thing with the community is making sure that resources are available, making sure that we're getting people information on. If we can take a young man who seemingly has no, in his point of view, hope. And Bart, what I like to say, Bart, I was at Martin Luther King Center for 20 years. In 20 years at King Center, Bart, never one time did a young man come up to me and say, Mr. Willis, when I grow up, I want to be a drug dealer.
Right.
When I grow up, I want to go to prison for life. When I grow up, I want to shoot somebody or be shot at. That was never their dreams. Never the dreams for young girls to be in the situation that they're in. The toughest part is when you start to see their light, their aspiration, their dreams start to go down. That light starts to go out. That's the toughest part. The biggest thing, I think, with what this program does, what the community is doing, is making sure we provide those opportunities for these young people to keep that hope, to keep that aspiration to be better, whether that's through workforce development, whether that's through peer pressure situations, just helping them learn how to cope, how to be involved. It's so, and listen, I don't excuse, I don't condone anything in that lifestyle, but I do understand how a lot of them get there. How a lot of them get there, and you see it. And as a person from Martin Luther King Center, from the community where gun violence has been clustered most in our city, you see the circumstances and the things that lead them to. You can see that path start to go
Right.
go a little bit for them.
Yeah, it's
So
not
I
always
think-
cut and dry like
yeah,
you
it's
read in
not.
the paper.
Yeah, exactly. So for the community to be able to provide resources to reach out to these young people to say, hey, if nothing else, listen, man, if you decide this is not what you want to do, reach out to us. I know somebody that's got a job over here. I know James Johnson from the IBEW. They're looking for electricians. You can get a career right here. I know some Zoe Lyons from here. She has some resources. You can help your family with some of the things that you need because unfortunately, it's not always nice to say, but these young people, they're going to find a way to eat. They're going to find a way to eat. They're going to find a way to be associated with somebody. A lot of these groups end up being just guys that were best friends, just associates, end up getting on the wrong path. Somebody gets on the
Yeah.
wrong path. Nobody's there to help them stand up and do something different. So that's what our group violence is doing, is providing those alternatives to them. Jackson community, in my time at King Center, has been great in reaching out. So sometimes there's a gap between the resources and the people that need the resources. So I think to bridge that gap is very, very important.
Yeah. John, good things happening.
Man, it's exciting, man. It's always exciting. You know, I always tell Bart to come back here and hang out at JTV. Me and Bart go way back.
And you should stop by for lunch sometime.
Well, if you got salad, you've got salad.
Next time, we're both on the post-Halloween salad diet. So, John, thanks so much for being with us today. Always good to see you.
Hey, thanks so much for having us, Andy. Appreciate it, man.
John Willis from the City of Jackson. More of the Morning Show.